Athens. They call her Coach Abe, and she came over to Georgia after a stint as the head coach at UCF. A&M in the all-black uniforms tonight. And we have tipped off, and Lauren Ware and the Aggies control it. How about that? The clock didn't start. I think that's why we get an early whistle. I don't think the clock got moving once we had tip and the Aggies and Lauren Ware controlling it.
They're still, scores table, still looking at each other, going, wait, I pushed the button. But again, Katie Abrahamson, that's how I know her, is Katie, when she was an assistant at Iowa State, visited Reed Arena many times when the Cyclones came here to play the Aggies as part of the Big 12.
Well, a steal and a travel. So a turnover and another turnover. The Aggies starting five, we'll take a look at them, and Sahara Jones, one of them, in that starting lineup. Over 100 career games at Texas A&M, and for Jones, it has been a fantastic grad season for her thus far.
Georgia in a zone defense. Aggies do a good job. Lauren Ware is able to track down that loose ball. Sahara Jones with the little cut to the basket. Easy basket for the Aggies.
Georgia's starting five. Asia Avinger in there. Over 100 career games. And for her as a collegiate, she transferred to Georgia from San Diego State. A true veteran in Asia Avinger. And the freshman, Trinity Turner, will fire away from three on the first offensive possession for UGA. And an open look for Janae Kent.
When I got here early, about 2 hours for the game, Janae Kent was out on that floor getting in her shots. Showed on that first time. Aggies did a nice job pushing it in transition and finding the open player.
A&M foul creates the whistle. Janae Kent puts the Aggies up 5-0.
Nice ball movement by the Aggies. Went all the way around the horn, and they found Janae Kent in that corner wide open. She knocked down the three. But then Janae Kent down here allowed dribble penetration, tried to catch up. Had a little bump, and then it became a bigger bump, and that's when the officials blew the whistle.
Kent, the LSU transfer. Hometown is Oak Forest, Illinois. Nice defense by Sahara Jones. It's an offensive rebound for UGA. Rattling out on a three-pointer by Summer Davis. That's kicked away.
I think the Aggies feel like they have the speed on the Lady Bulldogs, so they're trying to push the ball and get up the floor before Georgia gets that zone defense set up.
Koulibaly too high, threw it over Sahara Jones into the UGA bench.
Again, good ball movement by the Aggies. Unfortunately for Texas A&M, Aisha Koulibaly threw it to the first player on the bench for Georgia.
Turner averages almost 13 a game in her freshman season in Athens. Has it back on the left wing, wants to work on Sahara Jones. Just in front of the free throw line, a jumper rattles out, and Lauren Ware runs it down.
Says a lot for Joni Taylor if she's putting Sahara Jones on Trinity Turner right there, trying to get her to be the one to stop her.
Nice defense by Davis out here on Kent. Kent went with the drive, altered shot, and a rebound by Maya Verse. Avinger. Good dish down low. Foul called. It will be Fatima Jahute going to the line to shoot two.
Just like Texas A&M wanted to push it, Georgia pushed it right back at the Aggies. They didn't do a good job getting back on defense, and they allowed that dribble penetration. Too easy when you get the ball that deep. Jahute now at the line shooting two.
Jahute from Senegal. 75% free throw shooter. And Georgia's on the board. Got them both. And Georgia will check Mia Woolfolk into the game. Woolfolk, one of 4 on this Lady Bulldog team that averages double digits. Soleil Williams. Talia Parker for 3. Same spot. Janae Kent hit hers.
Must be a magic corner so far for the Aggies. They all love it.
And Turner wants to answer. Rebounds tipped away. Georgia with it again. Turner to Verse, and Verse wants to drive against Sahara Jones, and that rolled out.
Nice step through move right there by Verse. Really thought she was going to have an easy shot. Ball just did not go in.
Jones tried a 3 after a couple of her teammates hit one. That didn't get anything.
Yeah, Joni Taylor's going after that shot, fell short. It's like reverse it, make the extra pass. They don't want to settle for that shot for the trailer coming down until a couple of people have touched the basketball.
There's a battle down low with Lauren Ware and Mia Woolfolk, and Ware got called for the foul, and Jada Malone will check in now for Lauren Ware.
Yeah, certainly no drop off at all for the Aggies when Jada Malone comes into the ball game shooting over 60% and really does a nice job on both ends of the floor.
Inbound and a quick shot by Avinger. Got it to drop. Avinger, 48 starts now at Georgia, and that's after 58 starts at San Diego State, where she transferred from. So over 100 career starts in college for Asia Avinger. She may have been on the line. I think she was. Yeah, so a 2-point shot for Avinger, not 3.
This zone's confusing the Aggies. I guess that may be another reason why the Aggies are trying to score in transition, because so far when they really had to go in a half-court offense, they've struggled a bit against this zone, trying to figure out if it's a one-man front or a two-man front.
Turner got a pick from Woolfolk, but Jada Malone is out there on defense. Baseline drive and a foul called on Soleil Williams.
Georgia's really doing a nice job of spreading the floor, creating space for their ball handlers that can penetrate. They've gone big. They got their 2 big post players in the ball game now. Woolfolk and Jaharta are in the ball game.
2 Aggies got on Avinger, and Woolfolk, an elbow jumper won't drop. Offensive rebound. Putback won't fall. Clearing it is Soleil Williams, the Aggies on the offensive end. Aisha Coulibaly to Jayla Malone. She's usually money down on the low block, but 2 Lady Bulldogs collapsed on her and took it away. Georgia on the other end won't drop. Foul called, and it looks like they'll get Aisha Coulibaly, who somewhat disagrees with the whistle.
And so does Joni Taylor. She's not real happy right now. She'll get her little sand right now. And again, you see good job of Turner by penetrating, looking for a cutter. Can't see it, puts the ball up, and then they just hit the offensive boards. Aisha Coulibaly didn't really do a good job of boxing out, just went and tried to jump. Personally, though, I thought it could have been a no call right there.
We'll give Chahute 2 more at the free throw line. Drops in that first one on this trip, so she's 3 of 3 from the charity stripe. And make it 4 of 4. Soleil Williams on the left wing as a couple of Aggies get ready to check in. Coulibaly now to Parker. Parker has a 3 from this spot earlier, and that one is front ironed. Nice job getting behind the defense, Mia Woolfolk.
Credit Trinity Turner on that assist, though. Did a nice job with her eyes to create space for that pass. The Aggies not just throwing the ball. They need to penetrate against this zone defense, and they'll have more success. But if you just stand around and throw the ball around the perimeter, you're not going to get many shots.
Koulibaly with it on the right wing. Coach Abe mentioned that Koulibaly, they'll have to do a good job on her tonight. They know she can score in a hurry. And Talia Parker with her second made shot from behind the arc puts the Aggies up 3. It breaks the tie.
Talia Parker might have heard me say, hey, you know, the only thing that Georgia seems to be better in is three-point shots. Wanted to prove me wrong.
Yeah. She made note of it.
Yep.
It's the corners where the Aggies are hitting the threes early on.
Koulibaly needs to be careful here. Doesn't want to pick up a second foul.
Got a pick from Davis. Aggies off and running after the miss. Parker, pull-up jumper. Jada Malone tipped the rebound out of bounds. It'll go over to Georgia. And the Aggies lead by 3 when we come back. Three-point shots falling, Tap.
They really are. They're doing a good job. Janae Kent got it started. Aggies do a good job rotating the ball. Talia Parker knocks it down.
To start with.
But one of the things Joni Taylor did to prepare this team is she played at West Virginia, top 25 team. She played K-State here, Kansas State. So she was trying to prepare this team for this gauntlet. And it doesn't get much easier. As you can see, A&M over the seasons played 6 ranked teams. And not many other teams have done that. But then again, coming up too, and I'm sure we'll look at that schedule later. It doesn't get a whole lot easier for anybody in the SEC.
No, certainly doesn't. A&M just one of 4 teams nationally to play at least 6 AP-ranked teams. Tripped on her way to the basket by Jada Malone. Jada Malone will pick up the foul.
I'm not sure if I don't know who it was on, but I think they may have hit knees because Jada's still down, and we know she's got that bad knee.
It's Damari Flournoy, who's now in the game, who was tripped up going to the basket. Flournoy, one of the top 3-point shooters in the SEC. Jada Malone still down.
I think
as both teams will head to their bench.
I think they may have called that foul on Talia Parker
before she got tangled up.
Yeah, she
with
got
Malone.
because the trip happened closer to the foul line, and then she fell. You can only hope. I mean, Jada Malone missed 612 days of basketball, you know, because of her injury, and she just worked hard to get herself back in shape and doing a good job. Sometimes you kind of hope when you go through that, there's a little bit of, it's almost a little more fear, and that's what we can only hope is going on with Jada right now.
Well, she would certainly be missed if she were unable to return. She's in the top 10 nationally in field goal percentage. When you get it to her in the paint, usually she finds the bottom of the net. And yeah, it was Talia Parker who made the contact with Flournoy, and then she ran right into Jada Malone deeper in the key.
Not that I'm an expert, but, you know, like I said, you can only hope that it's much better than what we you know, see what it is right now. Again, for somebody that worked that hard to get herself back and able to play this year.
5 fouls this half, this quarter for A&M. Georgia has not committed one.
And, you know, a lot of those fouls aren't because of A&M's aggressiveness. I got to give Georgia a lot of credit. They're really trying to get to the basket off of dribble penetration.
And give Georgia credit for taking advantage of the free throw line. As a team, they're 6 of 6.
Lauren Ware's checked back in for Jada Malone. Erica Moon is checked in at the point guard position for Soleil Williams.
Koulibaly hasn't scored yet. Georgia paying extra attention to her tonight. On the floor was Woolfolk. I think she got called for the travel.
Yeah, she did, because she had kind of landed and then she kind of rolled over. Well, once you land, you've established your pivot foot right there. And so when she rolled over, it's like you pick up your pivot foot.
Mentioned that Georgia would pay some attention to Koulibaly tonight. They know that she can fill up the score column in a hurry. Koulibaly hasn't put up a shot yet.
So, yeah, so she kind of landed on one side, and then she kind of switched to the other side. So it became one side, it became your pivot foot. Amir Abdur-Rahim into the ball game. Aggies have gone kind of big right now. We're in Abdur-Rahim in the ball game.
Abdur-Rahim just missed a shot. Now on this end,
Kendall Hunter also is checked in for the Aggies.
It's a drive by Maya Verse. Went out of bounds. It stays with Georgia. Verse on the inbound to Flournoy. 40% from behind the arc is Flournoy, trying to get some space from Lauren Ware, and that's what she can do. Light it up from long range.
And
they're calling that a 2. I think a foot was on the line there.
Yeah, Lauren Ware had to kind of give a step because she knew that Flournoy could just go right past her. So she did a good job backing up, and the Georgia player took advantage of it.
Some contact as Ware tried to drive, and then Trinity Turner picked up the foul.
As I was saying, you see, Lauren Ware was very concerned about the dribble penetration, so she backed off, gave her a step, and Flournoy was able to just step back, knock down that 2-point shot.
Yeah, right on the line with both feet, so doesn't get the 3.
But Lauren Ware doesn't have the ability, you know, to get up in Flournoy's face and keep her from penetrating, stop her the penetration.
Nice kick out to Parker. That's off the side of the iron. Rebound to Maya Verse. A&M will take it on the turnover.
And if that name Verse sounds familiar, if you've been watching the NFL playoffs this week, you know,
become familiar with her brother, Jared, if you haven't been already, one of the best defensive rookies in the National Football League. Verse couldn't get that to drop. Talia Parker the rebound. A&M running. Parker will now hold it up. There were no numbers there. Erica Moon in the game.
They're going to get Turner for the old hand check or forearm check and trying to keep Erica Moon right where she was.
That's 2 fouls on Turner.
That'll be a decision for Coach Abe over there. Does she bring her back in this first half or not? Again, Georgia's one of the few teams like Texas A&M doesn't dress out a lot going into a ball game.
The last 2 seasons, the Aggies and the Lady Bulldogs have met. They have been close ones, and that's what we've gotten in this first quarter. A tightly contested affair that went out of bounds. It was last touched by Georgia and Flournoy. A&M will keep it.
Yeah, the Aggies won by 2 here last year, and they lost 2 years ago in Georgia by 4.
Yeah. So we expect a tight one. Neither team scores a whole lot, so we would expect a bit of a lower point total tonight. But not if you're shooting like that. Amira Abdur-Rahim, the grad transfer from SMU, drops one in from behind the free throw line.
And that's really her strength right there. She has the ability to step out, knock down that little jump shot, and be very active on the offensive boards.
Under a minute left in the first quarter and a 1-point game. And now the shot clock running low. Avinger. Flournoy. Offensive rebound. Maya Verse. Put back is good. Georgia takes back the lead, and A&M can take the final shot of the first quarter.
And that's what Joni Taylor wants them to do, take that final shot, give them an opportunity. But Texas A&M cannot keep giving up offensive rebounds. Georgia already has 6 in the ball game.
Parker was fouled, and this will be 2 shots from the line. First time A&M will go to the line this evening. Talia Parker already 6 points, a couple of 3-pointers. She's 2 of 4 from behind the arc. Back iron, no good. She'll have to make to tie. Georgia with a heave as time expires. Oh, goodness. Nearly went, but as we expected, a close one, as close as it gets. We are tied 14-14 at the end of a quarter in College Station, Texas.
again, really building for the future. You can see she was heavy on seniors, heavy on the freshmen, so she's really building this program in her 3rd season over at Georgia.
Yeah, you see there 3 freshmen started each of the last 3 games, and it's the first time that's happened in Athens in over a decade. Well, as we said, the last 2 between the Aggies and the Lady Bulldogs have been tight, and 10 minutes into this one, as tight as it gets, we're tied. Flournoy and Avinger playing catch. And now they get Summer Davis in on the act. Lauren Ware a rebound off her miss.
Aggie switched to a 2-3 zone on that last possession, and I don't think Georgia really recognized it right away and probably didn't work against it as well as Coach Abe would have liked.
Soleil Williams, they know she can get hot. Missed there. Rebound, Maya Verse. Parker with a steal. Now it's on the baseline. It will stay with Georgia and tap. We were here a couple of weeks ago when the Aggies pulled the upset against Ole Miss with a monster second half comeback. It was really the 2-3 zone that afternoon that turned things for Texas A&M.
Yeah, and it's really, I think, a good decision by Joni Taylor because they were giving up so much dribble penetration, and you hope that the zone will stop that and make Georgia have to start relying on that outside shot.
Flournoy missed, but an offensive rebound by Maya Verse and a putback.
Verse has been an animal so far on that offensive rebounding. Again, that was her 3rd offensive rebound.
Kendall Hunter, rebound and a rundown by Asia Avinger. Errant pass. Ball went loose. A whistle. And they'll have to discuss Maya Verse on the putback a moment ago. It's going to be Georgia's basketball. No, Texas A&M's basketball.
Yeah, I'm a little shocked. I was watching that, and again, because we had two officials calling it different ways, and the official who the play was going to has that over that, and so they were able to converse and make that change.
Well, Coach Abe pinpointed Aisha Coulibaly and Soleil Williams that the Aggies would have to defend them well because Soleil Williams can heat up and Coulibaly is one of the best in the SEC. Right now, Coulibaly and Williams, both of them, no points.
Yeah, but you know, that's one of the strengths at Texas A&M. We talk about Coulibaly being that second half player. It's been almost like a different player for Texas A&M most of this season, every game. And Coulibaly gets a lot of the accolades because especially late she scores. But really what keeps Texas A&M in the ball games, it's been Talia Parker some games. It's been Jada Malone some games.
Loose ball. Kendall Hunter picked it up and put it right in the bottom of the net. Ware and Woolfolk really working on each other. Woolfolk has it now, trying to back her down. Coulibaly collapses, but Mia Woolfolk with strength puts Georgia up 2.
Well, I was just about to say she powered up, and that's exactly what she did, use that strength. And Coulibaly came over, tried the double team. It just was too late.
Hunter on the drive. Ware from behind the free throw line. Rebound to Flournoy.
Good news for Texas A&M. Jada Malone's back at the scores table, looking to come in.
She had a collision in the first quarter, had to leave the bench area because she was banged up. So that's good news that tap brings you for the Aggies. And now the Aggies with the basketball, down a couple, and Soleil Williams bringing it up.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine having gone through what she did, and then your knee gets banged. There's a little fear. I can tell you, I've had a son that had 2 of them, so I know what he went through.
Coulibaly trying to get her first points of the night. The three-pointer won't fall. Flournoy can't leave her open, and she makes the Aggies pay. 40% from behind the arc coming into tonight. One of the best in the SEC.
Yeah, but it's all getting done because Verse is really just being dominant on the boards right now. She's got 8 rebounds by herself, 3 on the offensive and 5 defensively.
Coulibaly, turnaround jumper. There's her first 2 of the night.
That's a walk. Officials didn't think it was. I did.
Aggie ball anyway, but due to the rebound, not the violation. Kendall Hunter going to the basket. Got the basket. She will get a chance for one more.
You know, sometimes I think some of the younger Aggies, and Kendall Hunter, Talia Parker, sometimes they're better when they just get up and down the floor. And you saw Kendall Hunter not in any kind of offense attack the basket. Georgia, Johnson thought she had good position. Hendel went straight through her. Hunter went straight through her and was able to make the basket. Now she's at the line.
The tap a moment ago, you said Jada Malone was back on the A&M bench. She is now back on the floor, has checked into the game.
21, Talia Parker, number 7, Kendall Hunter.
Talia Parker comes in for Kendall Hunter as well.
Aggies remain in that zone defense. But as you said it, Trinity Turner back on the floor with those 2 fouls. Wouldn't be surprised to see if Joni Taylor tries to attack her.
Summer Davis, front iron on the 3-point shot. A little bit of a push on the rebound attempt. They will get Jada Malone.
Yeah, and guess who she was battling with down there? Verse,
yeah.
Again. I mean, she's just been hard to handle around the basket.
Avinger with a nice behind-the-back dribble to Verse. Other side of the basket. Maya Verse, 6 points now. You mentioned it, man, a couple of times. She's really taking this second quarter over. Coulibaly open, back iron, no good. Whistle. And it looked like Talia Parker was being pushed out of bounds on that rebound attempt, and Sahara Jones hit the floor as well.
Yeah.
They'll get the Bulldogs.
Either way, they're going to keep the basketball, and you can see Verse, I can rebound, but you know what? You give me the ball away from the basket, I'm going to take it hard and finish strong. Again, we've seen a lot of strength from the Aggies, but really Verse has been the bulldog that the Aggies have not gotten in check so far.
Parker to Williams. They know she can heat up. That high arcing shot. It just drops in through the cords.
I'm not sure if I've ever seen a shot that is shot that high consistently.
Some elevation to it. A&M off and running again. Parker, Williams wants another. That's going to be off to the left. That was right behind us. We could tell immediately that was going left.
Yeah, Verse still down at the other end, but the Aggies really doing a better job. Come down in transition. Talia Parker gives the ball up unselfishly. Soleil Williams going to show you I can put it up high and knock it down too.
Miss in the final 2 quarters a couple of weeks ago. But talking to Joni Taylor earlier today, she has said in the Aggies SEC games, she's actually been pleased with 3 quarters. It's usually one of those sets of 10 minutes that gets away from the Aggies.
Yeah, maybe she should petition the NCAA to go back to halves for the women, you know. But yeah, Texas A&M will play you tough for 3 quarters, and usually somewhere in the first or second quarter is when the Aggies will lose a game.
They were down big after a quarter on Sunday. The Aggies were at Oklahoma and really played solid the rest of the way. Outscored the Sooners in the second half, as they usually do, but dug themselves too much of a hole in that first quarter to come all the way back.
Well, let's go over who the Aggies have played. I'm just going to give you numbers.
Something to do with this.
I'm just going to go over numbers: 15, 25, 2, and 10.
Those are the rankings of the opposition to start SEC play. Whistle as Sahara Jones was working the baseline.
which is, you know, you can look at it two ways. Okay, they've played them, they're done with them, but then you still got other people coming up forward that are ranked. But then the other time is that could just demoralize you know, for a season, because you play at South Carolina. We know a lot of people don't do well there.
Yeah.
And Oklahoma's a legitimate top 10 team from what we saw the other night.
Yeah, the Aggies even outscored Tennessee in the second half considerably in the conference opener, but again, dug themselves too much of a hole, couldn't come all the way back. Jones jumper too far. Jada Malone got it. Now that was an air ball, so the shot clock did not reset. Now you get a block shot out of bounds. A&M will have 3 seconds.
3 seconds left, you're right. And Jada Malone's not accustomed to getting the ball down there and being challenged that much. Give Georgia a lot of credit down low.
Inbound and got to go quick, but it's loose and it's a steal, and it's an easy one on the other end for Asia Avenger.
Not sure what happened there, but I think Sahara Jones was supposed to be setting the screen for Talia Parker, and then she thought the pass was for her, and they both went up for it. And then what happens is Georgia shoots a layup at the other end.
Koulibaly almost too high for Soleil Williams. Jada Malone had a couple of defenders around her, found Jones beneath the basket. Jones will score.
When the Aggies have gotten that ball to the high post position, they've usually ended up with at least good shot opportunities when they move the basketball, but they're really struggling to get it to that high post.
Verse has had an excellent second quarter, gives it up to Summer Davis. Gotta hurry. And is that a reach in by Jada Malone with just 3 on the shot clock?
Yeah, that was going to be a tough matchup. They had to switch on the screen, and they were taking, you know, and Jada Malone ended up on the perimeter, but I thought she was doing a good job with her feet, and it was a crossover right in front of her, and I thought she got ball more than hands.
But she'll have to check out with her second foul. Verse against Koulibaly and a push-off as she entered the key. Koulibaly hit the deck pretty hard.
Yeah, Verse was trying to set up the reverse dribble right there. Aisha Koulibaly, nice job defensively. Really kind of realized what she was going. Verse did a good job getting in front, staying square. Took the charge, and that's a call that's not made as often as it has been in the past in either men's or women's.
Koulibaly, nice job just to get to the basket. It wouldn't fall. And did they get Sahara Jones with the whistle?
Yeah, Sahara Jones came in, tried to get that offensive board. I think she's a little frustrated right now at the call, but also just because the half hasn't gone like she would hope for her. 4 points, 4 rebounds. Still a solid half, but Sahara Jones usually a little more of a contributor for Texas A&M.
It's a 1-point game. A&M shooting 39%. Georgia shooting just 29% from the floor. Loose ball. A&M will take it. They've got numbers if they want to go. Looked like a nice pass over to Soleil Williams, but it went out of bounds. Was it last touched by Georgia?
Yeah, because Talia Parker tried to do a little no-look pass. Came down, you can see she did the no-look out in front of Soleil Williams, who hustled and just threw it back in. Yeah, and saved it. Went off of Trinity Turner.
Good save, good hustle. Keeps it on the Aggies' side. Likely going to go under 2 minutes left until halftime with this Aggie possession. A&M had an early 8-2 lead, but since that moment, I mean, this one has been tightly contested ever since. Sahara Jones, the jumper, got it to fall.
A&M back to their man-to-man.
3-point lead almost feels like a large lead in this one. Havinger, three-pointer, got that to drop. Forget the 3-point lead. Trinity Turner gets Georgia right back even.
Yeah, I think Trinity Turner just told you, here's your large lead.
I'll erase it.
Yeah,
rather quickly. Koulibaly, it's getting aggressive. Good pass. to the cutter. Parker, that wouldn't drop, but a putback from Amira Abdur-Rahim.
Just like I said earlier, does a nice job on the offensive board. She was out on the perimeter when that pass went in, followed up on that shot, didn't give up.
Bump foul by Soleil Williams. Second foul for Williams.
And you can see got a little hip there. Well, I guess you really couldn't. Bad angle right there. We had a great look at that. But Amira Abdur-Rahim followed that pass in, battled hard, got up, went up strong, put that bucket in, big bucket. Kept the Aggies on top by 2.
Avinger wanted a 3. Coulibaly, she's off and running. Numbers for the Aggies if she goes. Pull-up jumper. Front iron no good, and Avinger will clear it for Georgia.
I thought Avinger just got away with a push. She pushed Abdur-Rahim when that ball went up just a little bit from behind.
Now she gets a pick, and she's going to the basket. Tie game again. Under a minute to go until the break.
Nice finish by Avinger. Used that offhand and really protected the basketball on the left side. Was able to put good spin on it and knock it down.
Georgia's largest lead is 5. A&M's largest lead is 6. Shot clock running down. Georgia can take the last shot to try to break the tie going in to the break. Won't fall. Well, Georgia's 9-9, A&M's 8-8, and Tap, we're tied 30-30 at half.
That's a lot of ties right there, but this is what we expected. Close everywhere, records, statistics, and they showed it in this first half.
They've played 2 close ones the last 2 years. Why wouldn't they tonight? Aggies 30, Georgia 30. We are at the break.
For sure.
It was 14-14 after a quarter, 30-30 after 2 quarters. Where will we be at the end of this third frame, which begins now?
Well, remember, Joni Taylor said first 1 to 60 wins, so we're about right there.
Well, both teams halfway there. Soleil Williams, well, heats up to start the second half. Georgia knows she can get hot. That's exactly why.
We talk about streaks. She's certainly one of the streaky players for Joni Taylor. We've seen her this year go over, and we've seen her also have games where she couldn't be stopped.
It's loose. It's up in the air. The Aggies will control it. Jones finds Ware. Lost the basketball. Georgia 3-on-2. Verse cutting to the basket. She got fouled by Soleil Williams. For Williams, that'll be her 3rd.
Lauren Ware has really struggled this ball game right now. 0 points, 3 rebounds, and Texas A&M has really tried to get her the basketball. And I think some of the strength of Georgia's just given her some fits today, and just hasn't been able to finish anything strong.
Maya Verse. Already 6 points. Georgia 6 of 6 from the free throw line tonight. Now 7 of 7. Told you earlier, Maya, the brother of Jared Verse, one of the best defensive rookies in the NFL for the LA Rams. Jared had a massive fumble return for a touchdown on Monday night in the Rams' wild card victory over the Vikings. And now the Rams head to Philadelphia for a Sunday matchup in the divisional round. So it's a big week for the Verse family.
Absolutely. It's got to be fun to see, have the ability to see your kids continue to play, especially at that high level.
Loose ball. Flournoy will give it to Turner. And Ware got the rebound. She was bumped by Verse as she grabbed it. That'll be a foul.
That's Verse's 3rd. So again, early in this 3rd quarter, Coach Abe's got to realize I need her late in this ball game as much as she gives us, and she's going to have to sit her for a while.
So a little bit of trouble mounting for some key players. Verse for Georgia. Williams, Soleil Williams for A&M. And Ware will work on Woolfolk. Now gives it up back outside to Soleil Williams. There's a bump by Asia Avinger on the reach.
Tell you what, Georgia tries to get their hands on everything, and especially from behind. Right there, Avinger realized that it was a little bit of a lazy pass coming across the lane, and she knew she wasn't going to be able to get in front, but she stayed back and almost came away with punching it out as Sahara Jones's hand.
Speaking of Jones, the catch on the inbound. Jumper won't fall. Got a lot of iron, but didn't fall. A&M will keep it. Now Jones is in the key. Ware, rebound. Coulibaly has it now. The miss. And the rebound cleared for Georgia by Fatima Jahate.
Georgia tried to penetrate against this man-to-man defense that Texas A&M has played for the majority of the ball game.
Turner, step back, no good. Lauren Ware, rebound, and she was fouled as she went to the floor. That'll either be on Jahate or Woolfolk. It is Jahate. And A&M will get Jada Malone back into the game for Lauren Ware.
Lauren Ware's certainly been a lot more active on those last 2 or 3 possessions for Texas A&M. As I talked about, when she got, she looks like she just hasn't been able to grab that basketball, just been more active with her feet, getting herself in better position. So it's not just going to be a show of strength who's going to get these rebounds.
And did Jahate just pick up another foul on that pass down low to Aisha Coulibaly? Jahate gets another one. So it's 2 for her, 2 quick ones.
Yeah, next foul, Aggies will be at the free throw line.
Yeah, for this quarter, committed by Georgia. And Jada Malone is tied up. That is a tie ball. Woolfolk with good defense.
Kind of surprised they didn't let him play through it. Never really saw somebody have full possession by Georgia, but the 2 officials made the same call.
Avinger will bring it up. Guarded by Soleil Williams. So pick backed off. Avinger's not backing off. She's going all the way to the basket, and she'll try to complete a 3-point play that would give the Lady Bulldogs the lead.
I think about it, it again, just ran that pick and roll, and then Sahara Jones was just about a step late, and then just kind of reached and got one of those little cheap fouls, that we kind of, when we talked to the Texas A&M athletic director before the game, he goes, that's what bothers me. If you're going to foul somebody, the old football player, came out.
Trev Alberts, an All-American in Nebraska, played in the NFL for the Colts. He does not contact. If it's going to be contact, make sure it's contact in all caps. A&M's AD Trev Alberts is courtside tonight for this one. Even up at 33 after the free throw was missed. Georgia has been good from the line tonight, 7 of 9 as a team. Flournoy can shoot the 3. Lost the dribble, though. Really couldn't get into a rhythm. Turner going to the basket. Rebound, Coulibaly. Does she want to run? Jada Malone. She is so good when she receives the ball down low. That's why she has a top 10 shooting percentage nationally. Jada Malone puts the Aggies up 2. Timeout on the floor. We're back to College Station in a bit. Seven ties thus far, 6 lead changes. A&M, their largest lead is 6. That's the largest lead by either team. And at one point, Georgia led by 5. That was back when it was 21-16. Nobody really able to escape tonight, Tap.
Well, we talked about all the things that are equal. The biggest lead, Georgia 5, A&M 6. Best scoring run, Georgia 6, A&M 5.
Yeah. And they're both even 500 overall. I mean, this is as tightly a contested matchup as you can get.
You know, but Georgia's only shooting for the ball game 29%, A&M 37%. But what Georgia has done is they only have 6 turnovers this ball game, where A&M has 11. Really, probably the biggest difference in a stat anywhere there is.
Tipped out of bounds by Turner into the A&M bench.
Jada Malone trying a little skip pass. Again, give Turner credit. She faked like she was going up top and then went back down. Was able to knock that ball out.
Loose ball picked up by Woolfolk. Got to watch the elbows there. And she picked up that steal. Good defense by Soleil Williams as Avinger tried to drive. Flournoy, nice jump stop. And it bounced home after a couple of times on the iron. In the passing lane is Turner, but she tipped it away off her foot out of bounds.
Yeah, you talked about that nice jump stop, followed up with a good touch, as Verse just going to go ahead and check back into the ball game. And again, coming down and just going to penetrate. Nice crossover. Comes to the jump stop, got the friendly roll. And then the Aggies tried to push it up the sidelines, and Turner was able to knock that ball out of bounds. Force the Aggies to set up this offense, gets this zone, which they've struggled against.
Coulibaly front iron, and Verse another rebound. 10th rebound for Maya Verse.
Jaya Woolfolk and Jada Malone are really battling for position down low. It's fun to watch.
Woolfolk with a spin move, got it off the glass.
Woolfolk won that battle for sure.
And from long range, Soleil Williams had rolled around the iron more than once. It wouldn't fall.
Looked like it dropped halfway too, then popped back out.
Turner stopped, got that off the glass. Georgia opens up a 4-point lead. A&M in a hurry, loose ball out of bounds. Went off the hands of Janae Kent. Georgia a 4-point lead, and they'll have the ball when we come back. This one's big in the SEC. Both teams trying to hang in the race. And it's been a tightly contested one throughout. Georgia by 4, under 4 minutes to go, third quarter. And I don't know if you'd say the scoring stars are shining bright tonight. A&M's Aisha Coulibaly just 2. And for Georgia, Trinity Turner just 5 points in this one. You see the previous 3 SEC games where she just lit it up, and that included the game winner as time expired against Missouri. Shot the Bulldogs to victory there, but just the 5 points tonight, Tab.
Yeah, that's her personally, but what you got to like if you're a Georgia Bulldog fan is you got Maya Verse, who stepped up, and she's got 7, but you look at the other guards on the floor. Asia Avinger has 8 points, and then Damari Flournoy has 9, so that's what's making up for Trinity Turner's non-scoring tonight. The other guards are stepping up for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, the scoring leaders, Turner for Georgia on the season. She's the scoring leader for the season. Tonight, she's just 2 of 9 from the floor. For A&M, Aisha Coulibaly leads them in the score column this year. And tonight, Coulibaly just 1 of 7 from the floor. It's been a tough time scoring for those leaders. Georgia up 4, can extend it, but the shot clock is running low on this possession. Turner with a turnaround offensive rebound. Another one for Maya Verse. She was fouled by Amira Abdur-Rahim.
Yeah, and there's Maya Verse. That ball barely caught any rim on that shot as the shot clock was going down, but it did. Maya Verse right in the right place again. Joni Taylor trying to say, you know, her hands were up, as Gary Blair would call it, bank robber defense. You know, put those arms straight up in the air. But either way, Maya Verse working hard down there. That's her 6th offensive rebound of this ball game.
It's been a good night for Georgia at the line, 7 of 9. And Verse is now 2 of 3 from the stripe. It's an 8-0 Georgia run, the first time tonight either team has been able to manage a spurt.
And as I said earlier, the other team has always been able to do it, but nobody's had as big as an 8-0 run. Let's see if Texas A&M can get something going. They're just struggling against this zone defense.
A whistle as Soleil Williams got that to fall. They're signaling three-pointer.
I think Jada Malone may be going to the line, because I think she was setting a screen for Jada Malone. This could be a 5-point play for Texas A&M. So when Soleil Williams was shooting that shot, Jada Malone was setting the screen along the, here she comes down low. They remove the basketball, and now watch, she set through, and then she just gets run through.
That's by Woolfolk.
Yes.
And the three-pointer is good from Soleil Williams. You're right, Tap. A chance at 5 points on this possession for A&M. That's a way to break up a run.
Absolutely. Put you right back into it.
Back iron on the first one for Jada Malone. She'll get another one. A&M hadn't been to the whole line a whole lot tonight. They're just 2 of 4 as a team. Here's their 5th attempt.
Well, most of that reason is because they've kept the ball in the perimeter, not really attacking the basket against this zone defense.
It's a 4-point possession for A&M. They're immediately back within 2. Like we said, nobody able to run away with this one tonight. Little bump. No whistle. Nice dish to Maya Verse.
Again, that's what dribble penetration does. You got to force some help, and if everybody's not rotating, they're just going to cut to the basket too easy. Dribble penetration, doesn't matter how well you play defense. If you can dribble penetrate, you're going to get a good shot usually.
Talia Parker off the mark. Jada Malone ran down the rebound. Whistle as Parker goes down. Is this an offensive foul?
No, they called a walk on her.
Okay.
And Joni Taylor's just looking at Talia Parker. Hey, you hustled, made a nice play. Just kick it out and reset that one. But you can't really take anything away from the freshman, as she worked real hard to get that, you know, to go get that offensive rebound.
Georgia a chance to match their largest lead again. Avinger got it off the glass, and it's a 6-point Lady Bulldog advantage once more.
Yeah.
Close in on the final 2 minutes of the third quarter.
Won't be surprised if maybe in that fourth quarter or sooner, Joni Taylor might show a little bit more of that 2-3 zone. It slowed down Georgia, I thought, a little bit in that first half.
Getting to the basket, Amira Abdur-Rahim.
She is an offensive threat when she touches that basketball.
Turner a jumper. Rebound to Abdur-Rahim. Moon.
Nice pass.
Cutting to the basket. And Abdur-Rahim, this last minute has belonged to her. A basket on one end, a rebound on the other, cut to the basket, coming back down on offense, and she has 2 more.
Yeah, Joni Taylor called that timeout, and I think it might have been because Talia Parker was kind of holding her knee, bending over, so she didn't want to leave her down on that floor. But that last basket, Erica Moon with a nice job, kept her head up, and she just looks up the floor, and she sees the whole floor, and there's Abdur-Rahim. The trailer comes all the way to the lane. That gap opened up, and Erica Moon hit her right there. Nice vision by Moon. Good hustle by Abdur-Rahim, and then Joni Taylor calling a timeout. She knows how important this final minute 41 is left in this third quarter.
Trying to urge on her team coming out of that huddle.
Not sure what happened to Talia Parker, but she's holding just kind of, you know, I don't know if she got kicked in the knee or something, but she's on the bench, and that's why Joni Taylor called that timeout.
Abdur-Rahim has 8 points. She's 4 of 5 from the floor. Did they get Erica Moon? They did. For Georgia, the leading scorer tonight is Maya Verse with 11. They also have 10 points from Asia Avinger. A&M doesn't have anybody in double figures yet. At the moment, they're being led by Soleil Williams with 9.
That's only the Aggies' 4th team foul, so still one more until Georgia starts shooting. Here comes the double team in the corner.
All over Maya Verse, trying to get rid of it. They have thrown it away. The Aggies come up with a steal.
Nice decision by Erica Moon. She was the one that was able to knock it away, recover it, and then made a good decision. She's the lone Aggie true point guard on this team, and you saw it right there.
Koulibaly. 3 Bulldog defenders on her down there. Shot clock at 5. Abdur-Rahim has the hot hand. That hit iron, it looked like a couple of times, but would not fall. Here comes Georgia. Off balance. Avinger, but a foul called.
It's only going to be the 2nd foul on Abdur-Rahim. But again, these Georgia Bulldog guards do such a job of good job of attacking the rim. I mean, they keep their dribble alive. They're quick up top. They cross over. They pull it out. They cross over. Honestly, if I probably was coaching against Ghostum, I'd force them to take the 3. I know they're a good shooting team, but they create stuff off of the dribble. So I would try to stop penetration first and then guard the shot.
The iron a few times, but it wouldn't fall. Avinger coming into tonight, a 79% free throw shooter. Georgia has come on the road, and they've enjoyed a sizable advantage from the free throw line tonight. Coach Abe knows how important this one would be if she could go get it in College Station and then fly back home to Athens, a game above 500 overall and back at 2-3 in the league. That's the situation for both teams.
About 9-second differential. So Georgia will get the ball back probably in this quarter.
Both teams at an even 500. Both teams 1-3 in the league. And there's 3 more for Soleil Williams. She has 12. They're all from behind the arc. She's 4 of 7 from long range. Final 5 seconds of the third right here. Turner lost it, and that will end the quarter.
And guess what? We're tied up.
14-14 at the end of a quarter. 30-30 at half. 46-46 at the end of 3, Tap.
We said they were close. We can't get any closer, can we?
Nothing separating A&M and UGA in the SEC tonight. My goodness. You talk about as tight as it gets. Tied at the end of a quarter, tied at half, and tied to start the 4th quarter. A&M and Georgia.
I'm just looking at the score by quarter, as you said. You know, 14 for both in the first, 16 for both in the second, 16 for both in the third. Who will reach 60 first?
Well, for Georgia, leading scorer, Maya Verse with 11. Also, Avinger with 11. But it's been a great night for Verse.
Really has been. And we talked about her brother having a good game the other day in the playoff. Maybe she had to live up to the family standards.
Yeah, anything you can do, I can do better,
Absolutely.
Brother. So Verse 11 points, 4 of 10 from...
No doubt. I mean, I think I said it. I've never seen a shot go that high consistently, but that's how Soleil Williams shoots. And when she gets hot, that thing is magical.
Yeah, Verse and Williams have picked up the slack because the leading scorers for both teams this season haven't done a whole lot tonight. Turner for Georgia with 5, Coulibaly for A&M with 2, and they're both pretty cold from the floor. Not a good choice.
The choice
The defense was there.
Well, if Soleil Williams gets that ball higher up to give her player that had the advantage down low an opportunity, don't throw it head high. You got to throw that thing where that hand was.
Well, it needed to look like one of her shots, high and arcing.
Very well.
Instead of more on the line.
Aggies force a turnover right there. Good defense.
Get it right back.
Yep.
So on the floor to start the fourth for A&M, Williams, Moon, Abdur-Rahim, Ware, and Coulibaly. For Georgia, it's Verse, it's Avinger, Turner, Summer Davis, and Jahate. Ware's going to look at a three-pointer. Got it off the back of the iron.
Lauren Ware's got a nice touch from out there, and what they did is Georgia didn't worry about her when she stepped out. They got the ball to Coulibaly at the high post. She reversed it through her, and there was Lauren Ware wide open. She didn't hesitate it, pulled it, knocked it down for Texas A&M.
Ware's first three-pointer of the year on her second attempt from behind the arc this season.
She takes a lot of shots from that 15 to 17-foot range. She's got a good touch.
Now Turner. Back iron. Soleil Williams, the rebound. And for Ware, that wasn't a three. She was on the line. We've said that a few times tonight with some of these long-range shots. Ware was on the line. It's a 2, not a 3. And now a tie ball, it looks like. And the possession arrow will point, I believe, to the Aggies.
No, that's going
Georgia.
Ball. You know, that's a right thought, just bad execution. Got it into Lauren Ware. Aisha Coulibaly cuts along the baseline. She's open, but Lauren Ware just threw that ball almost straight to the floor. And with a bad pass. It was a missed opportunity for Texas A&M for sure.
Turner passed up a jumper, now rolls one home.
Yeah, when Turner catches that ball in that middle like that, you can't. I told you to back off of her when she had the ball in the perimeter, not when she's 12 feet from the basket. She's going to pull that shot all day long.
Ware.
Nice.
The cutter from the baseline was Abdur-Rahim. Whistle as Coulibaly went to the floor, and she might get charged with a foul. She will.
I think that's only her second. Again, another good execution by Texas A&M. Got it into Lauren Ware, hit the cutter. Give Georgia credit for really getting over there, contesting that shot. But A&M got the shot they wanted.
Moon guarding Flournoy. And now gives it up to Turner, Woolfolk to Avinger, and that's in the corner. A 3 for Flournoy, one of the best three-point shooters in the SEC. Puts Georgia up 3.
Flournoy's just saying, okay, Turner's not doing it tonight. Don't hesitate giving me the ball. I'll knock it down.
And Abdur-Rahim wants to match. Back iron, no good. Coulibaly is there for the second chance points.
Not sure Joni Taylor liked that shot by Abdur-Rahim, but again, you saw it opened up an opportunity for Coulibaly to get that rebound and score. Maybe that'll get her going for Texas A&M.
Coulibaly is a second-half player. Let's see if she ignites in the fourth quarter. They left Turner open, and Turner drains a 3.
Well, both of those stars that we talked about had kind of been shut down a little bit. Answer, that's 2 in a row for Turner.
Williams kick out. Coulibaly back iron. Rebound Verse. That is her 15th of the night. Verse has a double-double, 11 points, 15 rebounds. And Woolfolk is to the basket. Georgia by 6, and A&M will take a timeout.
Yeah, just way too easy on that last bucket right there for Georgia. Texas A&M just not getting back on defense. Again, we talked about ball movement. Turner drops it from the outside, and then the easy one, Wolfhook comes down on the in transition and put the Bulldogs up by 6.
We're now at 10 ties, 9 lead changes. And both teams' largest lead is 6. That's the advantage Georgia has right now. A&M started conference play with 4 straight ranked teams. And here's some of the ranked opponents they have coming up. A&M will take this Sunday off, so a week from today, Thursday night here at Reed Arena, they will take on 12th ranked Kentucky. But we said it when we came on the air, Tap. This one's been tight throughout. You might look at both teams at an even 500 overall and 1-3 in the league and think, well, there's not a lot to play for because a lot of the SEC's out in front of them. But look, you got to keep pace. You got to hang in. You can look at both these teams' records, but as we said when we started, both teams need this one.
They do, and they continue to fight hard to make sure they have an opportunity to do it. But I was getting confused. I thought when we talked about bracketology, that's what we were talking about, the upcoming schedule for Texas A&M.
Yeah,
that was all. It almost looked the exact same.
The bracketology.
Yeah, I mean, that's just their schedule. You know, I think they will have played them all.
Koulibaly. Turnaround jumper.
Koulibaly just cannot get going today.
Just 4 points in this one, 2 of 10 from the floor.
They're going to get, foul's going to be a Wolfhook right there. Didn't set the screen, and there was contact.
So a miscue, and the Aggies will get it back. Turnovers tonight, 16 committed by A&M, 11 by Georgia, so UGA a +5. Georgia is out-rebounded A&M just slightly.
I think Georgia's gone man-to-man this possession right here. Yes, they have.
Over to Georgia, turnover by the Aggies.
The Aggies recognized it right away that Georgia had gone to man and executed and really had a good option right there, just a bad pass. Said that a few times when the A&M has had the basketball.
A&M's gone a little cold, a little stagnant on offense. Georgia could take a new largest lead at the midway point of the 4th quarter.
A&M's answered once when they kind of took their little run, mini run, and Georgia's got another one again.
And Verse is who you want to get it to, but she could not finish. And the Aggies coming to the other end.
If I'm Joni Taylor, really, I think I want Soleil Williams looking to score, not to facilitate right now.
Williams gave it to Abdur Rahim. She has it back. Rahim cutting. Lost the ball for a moment. Turnaround jumper's no good. Ware and Verse trying to run down the rebound. Verse will get it.
Yeah, just out-muscled her, really. Lauren Ware, I thought, had better position, and Verse just was able to first step and get a better step and get there.
Flournoy. Got a foul on the Aggies. Is that Soleil Williams? And that is her 4th.
Flournoy got deep that time. Thought that might have been a bailout from the official right there, because Texas A&M just kind of was standing there, not really doing much. Flournoy might have even been the one to initiate contact.
Flournoy is not who you want to put at the line. 96% from the stripe this year, 21 of 22.
smooth stroke up there, just steps up to the line. One dribble, let it fly.
Georgia, 15 free throw shots tonight. A&M just 5 on their home floor. Ware. Yeah, she has found the range. Another long-range two-pointer from her.
Hey, they're giving her the shot. She's got the touch. Keep taking it. If I'm Lauren Ware, in fact, if I'm Joni Taylor, I might be drawing it up so she's looking to score.
Whistle stops play, and we'll get a conversation among the officiating crew. And they may be going to the opposite scorers table from us to take a look at something.
The previous basket by Texas A&M is under review to determine whether it's a 2 or 3-point goal.
Well, I thought she was clearly in front of the arc.
Yeah, because you didn't even say it was a 3. Like
Yeah,
you have
we've
about
had
10
a few tonight.
About 10 times
where,
tonight you called them threes and they overruled you.
Yeah, exactly. But I thought this was pretty clear.
Yeah,
she's well in front of the arc. Yeah, but we've had some of those feet on the line tonight.
Yeah, that of all the ones they're going to tell us.
That's what got reviewed.
Yeah.
The life of an official. Very difficult. The critical eye is always on them.
And so here I'm going. I'm trying to go, what is taking so long? We already made the call.
This shouldn't take too long.
After review, the previous call of a 2-point basket stands confirmed.
So did Birmingham have to call and tell them what was right?
Long
for that?
distance.
Yeah. Well, Will and I could go ahead and take over as the replay officials.
They go to the other scorers table. They could come over here and ask us.
Yeah.
We often have opinions.
And we're much faster.
And we're quick to give them.
Yeah. And we're right as far as we're concerned.
Oh, yeah, right. Yeah. We don't ever find ourselves in need of correction. It was good defense by Williams, who has 4 fouls. Stepping on the baseline was Jahate, and it'll turn over to the Aggies.
Credit Lauren. Lauren Ware did a nice job getting those hands up, forcing that high pass. They had the mismatch down low with Soleil Williams, but credit Soleil Williams for really doing a nice job of fronting and pushing Jahate down further. So when she caught it, she had to take that extra step and stepped on the line. Georgia's still in that man.
Ware against Verse. She got fouled, and Ware will go to the line for 2 shots.
Joni Taylor trying to get the ball to Lauren Ware.
4 fouls for Maya Verse.
Seems like Lauren Ware has had more than 4 points because she seems like the buckets she hits have been big ones. But still just 4 points, 5 rebounds, but she's still, the team leader in a lot of ways. Maybe not on the stat sheet, but everybody looks to her.
Well, if Georgia is victorious tonight, the free throw line is going to be part of the story. A&M 4 of 7 from the stripe tonight. Georgia 12 of 15.
But you're not, against that zone, if you're not going to penetrate and force the action, you're not going to get a lot of opportunities.
Oh, a steal. Koulibaly one-on-one gets the Aggies within 3, and she is fouled.
We talk about it. Sometimes it has. And the Aggies really didn't do a lot in picking up. They just pressured the ball just a little bit from the backcourt, really not trying to go for the steal, but just keeping Turner in. Turner tried to make a move and just flat out tripped and lost the ball. Koulibaly takes it strong, makes the layup at the free throw line. You talked about how important those are. They can still make a run at the line.
Got that to go home. 2-point game, 3 minutes to go.
Are you shocked?
Not at all. It has been a good one, hotly contested. We've said it a few times. Both teams need it. And they're both in an all-out fight to go get it. Speaking of that, Erica Moon went and got a steal, just took it away. Whistle. Away from the ball, it's on Georgia.
I think they're going to get Damari Flournoy. Yeah, and again, I think what happened is Erica Moon made the steal, then made the great decision to pull it out and allow her teammates to come. Well, in transition, Georgia Flournoy was on one of the post players and just fouled instead of getting posted up down low.
Amira Abdur-Rahim has had a fantastic night. It continues. We're tied again.
Who will get the 61st?
Oh, is it next bucket wins? That's what Jody Taylor said pregame. It'll be a defensive battle. It has been. Possibly the first to 60 wins. This has been a terrific one to watch. Aggies and Georgia duking it out, trying to hang in the SEC. 2 on the shot clock. That's off the side of the iron. Violation, A&M ball. Excuse me, side of the goal standard, not the side of the iron. It hit the side of the glass and went out of bounds.
Good defensive possession. Lauren Ware hit the floor, got up a little gingerly, seems to be okay.
A&M could take back the lead.
Georgia with 3 timeouts left. Texas A&M has 2. Georgia back to that zone.
Ware to Moon. She wants a 3. Rattled out. Offensive rebound. Amira Abdur-Rahim. She is fouled. It looked on the floor. It is on the floor.
Yeah, but a nice job by the Aggies. They recognized that Georgia went back to the zone, got it to the middle, kicked it out. Moon got a nice look, nice shot, almost went in. Amira Abdur-Rahim didn't battle. We talked about her offensive rebounding earlier, stayed with it, got fouled. Now she's at the line shooting 2.
Woolfolk has fouled out. That's her 5th, and that is also got A&M in the bonus. Abdur-Rahim going to the line. And it's an A&M 1-point lead. Abdur-Rahim with another one coming. Been a terrific night for her, as I've said. She has 11 points right now.
You got to have other people step up when your stars are being just shut down. And Amira Abdur-Rahim really did a nice job. Jada Malone struggled a little bit tonight. Again, you just never know who it's going to be. Went for Texas A&M.
10-0 Aggie run, 2-point A&M lead. Avinger, verse, and back to Avinger.
Coach,
80 seconds to go.
Coach Abe not happy. She wanted to get the ball down to the baseline and try to get it to Verse.
Ball nearly stuck on the back of the rim. Aggies a rebound. Can they make it a 2-possession game?
Back to man for Georgia on this possession. Sure, the Aggies, shot clock already at 16.
1 minute remaining.
Oh, Coulibaly nearly lost her balance, nearly lost the ball. She's trying to work on Avinger. Pull-up jumper. Front iron wouldn't fall. First, another rebound. She's been incredible on the glass tonight.
That was Amira Abdur-Rahim probably going to get it. That's only the 3rd foul, though, on... Oh, that was a timeout, so they could advance the basketball. I thought they might have called a foul on Abdur-Rahim.
That was Maya Verse's 17th rebound tap to go along with 11 points.
It's good, but still, instead of giving up an easy bucket, don't foul the shooter is what I'm saying. Foul the passer.
Neither team has had more than an 8-point lead tonight. It has been hotly contested from start to finish. We have been tied at the end of each of the first 3 quarters. Hey, are we going to be tied at the end of 4 quarters? That's all possible. Avinger on the inbound. Drive. We are tied with 42 seconds left.
Now, Joni Taylor's going to call a timeout, but I think official might have said the clock didn't stop soon enough. But again, what Georgia did is they struggled getting it in. It really did. But then they overloaded one side, got the ball to Avinger on that right side all by herself and cleared out and just gave her an opportunity. And Lauren Ware just couldn't get over there to help in time. And it was just almost too easy. But a good job by Georgia recognizing they felt like Avinger could take Soleil Williams off the dribble, and they got her the basketball. So if Joni Taylor, if they struggle getting it in, she's right there. I'm sure she'll call a timeout as she feels like it's getting close to that 5 count.
Coulibaly to inbound to Moon. Joni Taylor kind of directing traffic over there, the Aggies head coach. Ball was tipped away. Coulibaly hits the floor. Got a pass to Moon to save the possession. Moon's going to the basket. Layup, no. Coulibaly! The putback and the foul!
You talk about a star coming through when she needs it right there. But credit Erica Moon. Got a little scary for the Aggies up top right there. A couple of balls that could have gotten away from them. Erica Moon gets aggressive, takes it hard to the basket, which we haven't seen many Aggie guards do tonight. But it freed up Aisha Coulibaly on that backside to put it in the putback, and now at the line.
Coulibaly, if she sinks this free throw, could get to double digits. She has 9 points. Georgia needs 3. 22 seconds left. Timeout for Coach Abe.
They're going to move it up. Look like they're probably going to use. Sure, they're going to be surprised if they don't use their full. I'm not sure. No, looks like they're staying with the 30. Coach Abe working real hard on the officials, saying she thought there should have been a walk when Coulibaly fell and was trying to get it. And again, that's what good coaches do. You just put that into the official's ear, and not going to say they have a makeup, but that's just, they're humans, right? They're always humans. And if there's any question in their mind, should that call have been made, you never know. But again, 22.2 seconds left. Aggies still have those 2 fouls to give before they have to put Georgia on the line.
Well, Coulibaly, in some ways, has done it again. She's a second-half player. She has been tonight. Just 2 points at halftime.
Well, she hit her second-half average, that's for sure.
Yeah,
8 points.
Well, and those last 3, just huge.
Absolutely.
Put back the foul and made free throw. So Georgia, 22 seconds to go. Down 3, tough on the inbound, and they want a timeout. Coach Abe had to get a timeout as Turner was having trouble. And now Coulibaly is on the floor. There may have been contact with her.
Didn't see what happened, but because of the timeout, I think she's able to go out because Coach Abe had already called that timeout, their final timeout, because they put Lauren Ware with her long arms up on the ball to make it more difficult for Turner to get it in. Didn't see exactly what happened to Coulibaly, but Joni Taylor, there's a reason she's not coming onto the floor, but she does. She just told the officials, let's look at that. If one of my players is on the floor like that, let's see if something happened or not. So we are going to get a review, it looks like.
The previous players under review to determine if there's any intentional acts.
We will take another look. Coulibaly guarding Avinger. Yeah, I don't see anything intentional there.
No,
Utah.
I just think maybe just the, you know how when you're fighting, maybe an elbow caught her in the stomach. Not sure. But because there was a timeout, and because here's the other key, Joni Taylor and them never came off the bench. Players did, but Joni Taylor stayed on the sideline so they didn't have to take Coulibaly out of the ball game.
Yeah, that's right.
You know, so Coulibaly's
to the Aggies.
Right. So Coulibaly's able to stay in the ball game.
Joni Taylor and the Texas A&M Aggies in the all-black uniforms tonight, trying to turn the lights out on Georgia. And they need a stop to do it. Coach Abe. Now, I say Georgia needs 3. You don't have to shoot a 3 right here. There's 22 seconds left. Now, you are pretty much getting into a foul game if you don't tie it on this possession.
You know, we were talking earlier.
The ruling on the court is confirmed. Incidental contact.
we look now and we were saying, well, that was a big difference. You know, Georgia's at 15 free throws. The Aggies are now a shot 11.
Even that back up somewhat.
So they did, because honestly, they got more aggressive on the offensive end. And that's what it all was. Early in this ball game, it was just pass around the perimeter. And so there's not going to be a lot of fouls. But when you attack the basket, that's when you're going to do. Now the 30-second timeout will start because they were reviewing. Georgia's already on the floor. Turner's going to be the inbounds player again. Lauren Ware on top of her.
And it's Coulibaly guarding Avinger once more. Going to set a pick, and now Coulibaly got a steal to the other end, and the layup is good.
Now, A&M can foul right here.
Three-pointer, Flournoy. What a shot to keep Georgia right there in it. Nobody's getting away tonight. They will have to foul. Coulibaly's going to the line, and that is the 5th on Maya Verse, who has had an unbelievable night, a double-double, 11 points, 17 rebounds.
So what Georgia tried to do is they tried to use their post player, thinking, okay, y'all are just going to let the post player go out and catch it out there. Well, they switched, and so Coulibaly went with her, was able to make the steal. And then you come back to the other way. Georgia pushes it. That's why I was saying you could foul. They were in a position to foul, and they would have at least stopped it to get back on defense and not give up that wide-open three. But it's also, when you're in the middle of all that, I know that's difficult to do, but you know, sometimes you got to think that far ahead also.
Well, we said earlier it's not necessarily a night where the stars are shining bright, but Coulibaly, oh my goodness, she picked up her game. Free throw is good here, and now she can make it a 2-possession game for the Aggies. We say she's a second-half player. How about a final 2 minutes player tonight? 2-possession game. Georgia has to hurry.
Now, I still would probably look to foul Georgia now. Not now.
Avinger couldn't get that to fall. Offensive rebound. Side of the glass. The Aggies pick it up, and there's only 0.5 left. Texas A&M.
Coaches are they're already hugging half court.
There's 0.5 left, but they know this one's over. Oh, the Aggies are going to get a hard-fought victory at home tonight.
So 3 games in 3 seasons, these teams played each other. The difference so far, I know these free throws may go in. What's that, 4 points, 10 points over 3 games.
They've done it again, A&M and Georgia. Giving us a thriller. This one was tied at the end of the first quarter, tied at halftime, tied at the end of 3, and it was also tied with right around 2 minutes to go. I mean, it has been a spectacle to watch. Yes, both teams right at 500 overall, both teams at 1-3 in conference, both needed it, and they fought like it. And the Aggies are going to come away with it. Quite the night at Reed Arena, Tap Vince.
You know, the Aggies finished the game on an 18-5 run. Pretty phenomenal. We talked about runs. The Aggies certainly had one. They were down 8, you know, going into that. Again, great finish, but you saw your star, Aisha Coulibaly, step up towards the end for Texas A&M.
Great night at Reed Arena. Both needed it. The Aggies went out and got it. For Tap Vince, I'm Will Johnson. Our producer was Thomas Burns tonight. Our director, Matthew Nader. Thanks to all of those on the 12-man production staff for bringing you this one on the SEC Network. So long from College Station. The Aggies win a barn burner.